So I had a stupid idea. What if the D&D classes were at a party? Who would bring what? Now, to clarify, I'm going to be going over all the official classes, plus the 3 that aren't technically official and the DM. What do I mean by the technically not official classes? Well, the ones I use for the technically not official classes are the Artificer, the Illrigger, and the Blood Hunters. Why those 3? Well, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything is basically core at this point. Illriggers are brand new, and if I did not include Blood Hunters, I would have 2 scythes and a longsword jammed into my throat. Right, so, let's begin. We're going alphabetically with the exception of the DM, because he's going last. Sorry! First up, we have the Artificer. Now, the Artificer is fun. They make wonderful things. They make nukes. Stop making nukes! But they will be bringing the colour-changing cocktails. And they will be explaining the entire process, but you're just going, "You pretty colour." And honestly, Farah is pretty colour. So, I'll give you that. Next up, the Barbarians. What are the Barbarians bringing? That's right, Dino Chicken Nuggies! Why? Well, protein, simple. Come on, Dino Chicken Nuggies, leave me alone. They're awesome. Next up, the Bard. The Bard is going to be bringing homemade cupcakes. Now, if you're wondering, wait, homemade cupcakes? That makes no sense. Hear me out. I made cupcakes for my DM the other day because it was his birthday. Happy birthday! You're the reason I'm terrified of red. But the thing about cupcakes is that you can design them however you want. So if you have a very sweet, very kind bard, you can, put some sprinkles on them. Little stars, little shiny things on them. If you're a horny bard, you can find dick sprinkles over in aisle 17. Next, Blood Hunters. Now, the thing about Blood Hunters is that Blood Hunters sacrifice themselves in order to help the others. That sacrifice often comes with HP. Well, in real life, we don't have HP. Best thing I can go for is pain. Blood Hunters brought the spicy wings. They say it's not spicy. They did bring ranch as well, so don't worry. But, guys, it's spicy. Please. The druid's dead on the floor. It's murder on the dance floor. Oh, I'm here all week and it's half price on Thursdays. Oh! Anyway, next up is the Cleric. The Cleric bought soft drinks. Why soft drinks? Well, somebody else is going to bring the booze. Somebody's going to find a way to sneak in booze. So somebody's going to counteract that with, soft drinks. So that's like your lemonades, your colas, your cream sodas, all that good shit. Besides, mixers! I feel like I brought the energy drinks. Next up is the Druid, and the Druid made a handcrafted, locally sourced, homegrown veggie platter with all the dips, the jazz of a good veggie platter. Why? Well, I couldn't give the Druid a meat product, could I? Besides, don't diss on a veggie platter. Veggie platters are good, dude. Next up is the Illrigger. No, it's the Fighter. Sorry, Fighters! I read a bit. I got them all here, but oh, it's like the Void outside my window. The Void merps back. If anyone heard that was my cat. Where's the Void? Wrong Void. Void. You are going to help me with the Fighter, at least, before I let you back. Okay, well, then don't merp. You're too cute. Just don't get in the way. I say don't get in the way. Anyway, the Fighter. Now, the Fighter's basic. The Fighters hurt you. And above all else, the Fighters are reliable. It's chips and dip. And what do I mean? I mean Doritos, and I mean some salsa. They're gonna hurt your mouth if you bite into them weird. But they're gonna taste good. And they're basic. And they're pretty good. Everyone likes chips and dip. And if you don't, you're a fucking liar or you're allergic. In that case, I do apologize. Next up, now it's the Illrigger's turn. Now, I don't know much about Illriggers, but I do know They are very versatile, very weird, and very funky. So I gave them challenge foods. Now, when I say challenge foods, I mean stuff like Bean Boozled. I mean stuff like the wing roulettes. That's what I mean. Like, a food that also doubles up as a game. You know what I mean? I feel like Ilregals would bring those. Next, the monk. They're bringing punch. Please tell me this is a punch. It is! They're bringing punch! And if you don't know why that's funny, you are not a D&D nerd. I put squash in this earlier, but I ran out, so... This is Pacific Punch, by the way. Good. Pretty good one. 9 out of 10. Would recommend. Next is the Paladin. Now, the Paladin sees all this and goes, right, we need something healthy. And so they bring their own homemade bread and butter. Which... Oh my god! I would kill to have homemade bread and butter at a party. Like, that shit would be going so quickly if I was a rebel. Like, homemade bread and butter. Come on, if you've never had it, if you've never had homemade bread, do it. It's amazing. Next up is, in fact, the Rogue, who, ironically enough, would use an old family recipe. Probably something like a dessert or like something more snacky, but they would bring in an old family recipe to keep their lineage going. Either that or they'd steal somebody else's old family recipe. Monk just going, hey, this reminds me of my grandma's cooking. Wait! Next up's a sorcerer. They're doing Uber Eats. That's right, they're getting a takeaway and bringing it to the party. Why? They didn't fucking get their powers through anything other than their lineage. Sorry, I just don't like sorcerers. Wizards are better, fuck you! Next, warlocks. And I put warlocks down as dumplings. Now, you may be confused. And honestly, so was I when I first thought of it, but then it hit me. Warlocks tend to hide behind a mask, almost like me in secondary school. I was being autistic, not edgy, okay? There's a difference. And obviously, warlocks tend to hide, but they do have very flavorful and powerful, stuff inside. So once you break open the dumpling casing, you have the actual personality of the warlock, aka the soup. Also, I just feel like a warlock would make a really good dumpling, and I don't know why. Out of all the classes, I feel like they make the best dumplings. Don't ask why. And last up for the classes is the wizard. Now, when I said the sorcerer made Uber Eats, I wasn't joking. You wanna know what the wizard did? They made a homemade version. What? The sorcerer's going to get kebabs? Joke's on them, I already have homemade kebabs right here. Pick your sauces, bitches. We're having a nice night. And as for the Dungeon Master, they would be the host of the party. They'd be doing all the things like prepping all the drinks, they'd be prepping all the food, they'd get all the games out, like Cards Against Humanity, Jackbox, Mario Party, Mario Kart, come on. If you don't have a party without a mean Mario Kart tournament, then why the fuck are you even there? But I believe that is how a very good D&D party would go. Oh my god, it's a D&D party. Your party is at a party. What do you mean? Well, that's been fun. If you want the actual list, it's here. Have fun. Copy paste it. If you disagree, honestly, please do, because more engagement, please. But that's how I think all the D&D classes would food. So tell me what you think. Tell me what your character specifically would bring. If I had to pick one specific food for Morgan Lamplight, honestly, it might just be pick a mix. It'd be a good pick a mix, don't get me wrong. I feel like the rest of my group would probably pick tea, ale, and bacon. You know who you are. You know who you are. What if you put a longsword to my throat about 7 minutes ago? I'm gonna go before I just continue rambling. Bye!